Before the video starts, I just wanted to preface it by saying I don't think anyone like wondered how I wrote this song. I think like 5 people have heard this song, but when I got done writing it, I was like, it doesn't sound anything like what I wrote. It's infinitely more complicated sounding and more. I don't know. I feel like I wrote like 6 riffs, and I was able to make a whole song out of it just with like little tips and tricks. And that's kind of what this video is about, because there's a lot of bands that I hear and I'm like, dude, I can't even imagine how they write that. And then when people talk about how they wrote that, they talk in like very specific terms of like, oh, well, this is a grouping of 5 quintuplets that are broken down at a third of the BP, you know, and shit like that. And like, I didn't go to fucking Berkeley, dude. So this is kind of like a layman's explanation of how you can turn like these really simple riffs into a song that sounds complete and interesting to listen to. I mean, I think it's interesting to listen to, but yeah. And also, I didn't realize that my fucking hair was sticking up like a unicorn the whole time until I sat down here to edit it. And I hope it's not fucking horrible to look at the whole time. So thank you guys again for watching it, and I hope you gained something out of it.
What's up, dude? This is going to be a video about how I wrote the most complicated song on my last album that just came out. Check it out. It's Boofin' in the Boys Room is the artist name that I make music under, and the album is It's Not Flesh and Blood, Gary, which is a quote from Weird Science.
Life tear you apart. You're supposed to love me.
This first riff, when you listen to it, God, if this audio fucks up, I'm going to lose my mind. Cool little tool in FL Studio if you guys use it. If you have like multiple tracks running throughout the song, like obviously there's a bunch, and a lot of these are on different mixer tracks, and you don't want all these mixer tracks rendering at the same time or like trying to be constantly rendered. So go to Tools, Macros, Smart Disable for all plugins. This will turn off all the plugins that aren't actively being played, and it'll help this CPU right here run a little more effective. So yeah, this is the intro right here. Just this riff. There we go. Just this little part.
Personally speaking, I can't wait to watch life tear you apart.
So sounds like a lot. First thing, I will play the guitar track with just the click. That's it. That's that whole riff. And that is, holy shit, that's fucking loud. And that is literally that whole intro section. So if you look, it's that riff again, that riff repeated, but cut off before the ba-dum. So it's just the 4, what do you call them? Quadtuplets, and then it repeats fully after that. But there is a little bit here where, if you look, I cut it off 1/16 of a bar short and repeated it, just because it sounds cool. If I really practice, I could play this all in its entirety perfectly, but I just like writing music, dude. So if we go to like just purely a click, the riff is. Just like that. And then just like that. And then, but the drums, they're dotted on every 6 notes, or every 6/16 of a note, if that makes any sense. Yeah, you can see. So like this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now I have them on 1, 2.5, 4. So it's like every 1.5 bar. That just gives it like this more like, I don't know, staccato is the right word, sound, instead of going like every quarter note, which like most people would do, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It gives it this feel, and then with the ba-dum bum ba-dum, there's like so right there starts over, and then right here we go back into the quarter notes, but then we end each quadtuplet. Hopefully that's correct. We end each quadtuplet with a snare, just to give it like a faster feel. So it's just more exciting. So and then it hits that boom, and then from there, because we were just on the quarter note cymbals, back into the like metric modulated whatever the fuck cymbals, and it slows it down a lot, and then it's a longer run, so you really get like more of a groove out of it instead of this like quick intro. But that's all it is. It's that one pattern, and then the quadtuplets, and then just a string slide with a pick. And that's what the double toms are right there. Quadtuplets, and then like I said, it resets a 16th note early. So it's and then the bum bum ba-dum, and then a quick little string slide for 5/16 notes.
Life tear you apart.
And then we go into this riff. This riff is just a riff. If you watch my other video about patterns, I always do like the 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then repeat. This riff was originally a lot longer. It was just a variation of that. It was 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, repeat. But I only took the 4, 3, 2, and 2. So the 4 is like the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then outside of that, there's a... But instead of going like every time, so it's not, because that's boring as hell, I change it up and alternate between. Check it out. Hopefully that's coming across in the video, because it sounds like pure static in my headphones. This computer fucking sucks, dude. One more time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So and then it repeats the 2, but then it goes right back in. Like I said, I took like the 4, 3, 2, and then the 2, but I didn't add that like that bass chord progression into the next. It just kind of repeats right there. So the whole riff actually cuts out after, what is that, 13/16. So I don't know shit about music theory, dude. I just kind of know from writing. But yeah, so again, like the whole riff is. So right there, so then it repeats. And the drums for that are kind of complicated, but just every time I'm doing like so you can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, ba-na-na-na, 1, 2, 3, ba-na, 1, 2, ba-na-na-na, right there. So it's just kind of like a blast beat during the 4, the 3, and the 2. So. At the end, it kind of, just change it up. Like, dude, repetition. What does Adam Neely say in that video? Repetition legitimizes. It does, but it's also kind of boring in a djenty metal math rock standpoint. In jazz, it legitimizes, and then in like djent and metal, it also legitimizes to an extent. But I don't want to fucking hear the same shit over and over. There's a difference between like legitimate repetition and I'm being lazy and I don't want to fucking write. And when I notice myself leaning towards the laziness, that's when I know, like, all right, I'm probably fucking done for the day. But that riff flows into pretty sweetly, if I might add, my favorite riff in the whole song. And that riff is just a variation of that last one, so it's like... just a riff, nothing special about it. And then this is some nonsense. I mean, it's not nonsense, it's just a chord progression. It's pretty simple. And then we go over here, and this is where we get into like a little more like the beef of the song, I would say. Nothing to explain about that. This part. Holy shit, dude. Hopefully the audio's clear, but this fucking driver, dude. So I'm going to hit this, and my mic's going to go out, because it can't fucking buffer. Oh, dude, I'm pissed. This fucking... And we're chilling. This pattern right here. It's just like some corn shit. It's just like the 7/5 on the fucking bottom 3 strings, harmonics. I love that like dissonance between on the 3rd string from the bottom, the 5 harmonic, and the 7 harmonic on the string below that. So like, yeah. I love that shit. So added that to it to give it like some feel. And then it goes into this riff, which is again just a riff, but I'll kind of explain a little bit about it because I like it. So these chords that I've been using, like that fucking riff is so like faster. Something like that. And then on top of it, this little thing, if you actually listen to my album, this is on it so many fucking times because I love the way this layers over so many riffs, like choruses, verses, riffs, everything. It just layers so well. Which is me just like some real Tom Morello shit, but you know. Anyway, that layers up and my audio is going to crash, but I'll play it one time. If you want to hear it better, please go listen to the song. It's streaming everywhere. Munchausen Mom. And then it's just this, it's just pretty boring right here. This part is another part that I figured I would talk about. It's the breakdown.
And we have children because we want someone to get it right.
And now listen to it with the click. So.
And we have children because we want someone to get it right this time.
Right.
Not me.
But, surprise, when we go to the drums, they're offset again. Whatever you want to call that. Every bar and a half. I don't know what that's called. But they're offset. So instead of like, motherfucker, goddamn pick. So instead of like, it's got this like swingy feel. So.
Love me.
You hear the metronome over it? Just offsetting those cymbals like that makes it sound so sick. But then when you listen to it without any fucking cymbals and just the metronome, because like obviously I write it with the metronome. I write the guitar first. I never write the drums first. So like it makes more sense to the metronome. That's just eighth note triplets. But then when you stagger it, those eighth note triplets off of something metrically modulated with those cymbals offset, it sounds sick. And then little side note about this section. Real fucking Buster Odelholm. Not Last Days of Humanity. Humanity's Last Breath. Viljarta guitarist. It's pitched down right there. And instead of like just strumming, I'm like scraping it and strumming. So it's like sounds real dirty. And then when it's pitched down, it's just so nice. So nice with it. I don't know if you've ever heard like, what's that band that does Yenta? Damn. Exit Bag. I don't know. Look up those songs. Yenta, Exit Bag. It's like something 56. Shit, I can't remember. But they have like this guitar tone, and the same thing with like Viljarta kind of. It just sounds, I call it like big squish, like that big squish tone. Then this riff coming out of the breakdown. Oh, it's just the same thing. So it's like the da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, except for it goes longer. So it's like, that's it. But when you metrically modulate it, it sounds significant, right? This right here is probably, it's just straight up the most confusing riff in the whole thing, but it's broken down into threes. So it's like slow 3, fast 3, fast 3, slow 3, slow 3, I think. Oh, let's listen to it. Hold on. Yeah, that's it right there. So it's slow 3, fast 3, fast 3, slow 3, slow 3, 2, and then slow 3. Like that. Sounds complicated, especially when it's metrically modulated to shit. This is the drum part. Sounds complicated as hell, because it kind of is, but it's essentially, I always pattern the drums out. Every time I write drums, even when they're like this, I tab them out with the bass drum, so the bass drum is hitting every time I'm playing a note on guitar, and then I'll move some of those notes to cymbals, some of those notes to snares. I'll add these little accents right here. That's what E2 is right there. Snare, kick, hi-hats, crashes, China's, also China E, and then little, I don't know, accent hi-hat. But yeah, that's that one. That's the most complicated one. It's just a matter of like getting it down, double track it, fucking pan them left and right, and then writing your drums. And the drums are going to carry 90% of the fucking song. This one, fuck. I talked about this one in my last video. This entire thing right here, that was all first shot. It never really repeats. It's a fuck ton of bars because it's Biggie Smalls' free throw. Biggie Smalls' freestyle / his song Come On. I'll play it first. Audio's going to suck shit, but I'll leave the bass out of it. This is the bass. So. And then it repeats right here. And you can see these are the cymbals. They slow down, so it gives it a different feel. And then they slow down again. Coming back to the beginning, it's like I said, it's Biggie Smalls, and here we go. I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9s, 10 Mac 10s. The shits never end. You can't touch my riches. And if you had MC Hammer and the 357 bitches, Biggie Smalls, the millionaire, the mansion, the yacht, the 2 weed spots, the 2 hot Glocks. That's how I got the weed spot. I shot Dread in the head, and then it starts over. So, and then obviously I pitched it down. I don't rap. I hate rapping. I love rap music. I hate rapping. I don't have a fucking voice for it. I don't have a voice for anything really, but. And then we get to the final outro, which, dude, sometimes I hate to admit it, but I take like these fucking creative. It feels cringy to talk about because like, dude, I just like writing heavy music, but sometimes there's like a little bit of creativity that goes into it, like as far as like a conceptual idea. If you listen to my song Halfway Down, it takes the monologue, the poem from BoJack Horseman, Halfway Down, and the drums build and play off of the words. So when he's like crash and burn, or, you know, whatever, like there's like crashes going off and they're kind of building. And then when he's like, after he jumps off the roof and he's fucking having second thoughts, the drums are changing from like eighth notes to eighth note triplets. So, I mean, creative shit like that. On this one, Munchausen Mom, I kind of, at the end, wanted it to sound, there's like this sweet melody that overlays probably some of the heaviest guitar because it's all that scrape sound. So it's pitched way the fuck down. Like this is the guitar. Super pitched down, dude. And it's all threes. It's all threes until the end. And then there's just a single at the end when you get to the real thing. But that is overlaid with because it's, I don't even like saying it, but like it's supposed to kind of sound like innocent but heavy, as I imagine you would feel if your fucking mom had Munchausen by proxy. I'm pretty sure there was like a famous case recently that I have not kept up with of like some girl whose mom made her feel sick as hell. So like I imagine like that innocence combined with like the heaviness, and that girl also like, man, I can't remember her name. Anyway, she killed her mom. So it's like heavy, but it's also like kind of sweet and has that innocence laid over, and the sound is very mushy at this last part. But that's how I wrote it. It's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the fucking guitar, and then laid with the 1 at the end. But the drums, they, instead of playing it continuously, so like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, starts over right there. So the count starts over. Fucking count restarts right here. So like it's like 1, 2, snare, 3. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, snare, 4. 1, 2, starts over. So it's in like 6. It's in a 6, 4. I don't know if that's not polyrhythm. 6/4 measure, something like that. But yeah, it just plays like that.
At some point in our lives, we realize things are screwed up beyond repair. Though we decide to start again, and we have children.
Hopefully there was some value added to me explaining that, and hopefully some people can take some of that and like write some cool shit on their own. I don't know, dude. Writing music is so sick. I get such fulfillment from it. I wish like there was, I mean, I watched a lot of these of like the periphery but in the studio, like the making of type shit. When I was in a band, it was cool. Like we would watch those and like imitate that when we wrote music, but no one ever really showed how they never like got in the weeds of like how they wrote it and like how they made this complex music. Anytime I saw artists explain it, they would explain it in terms that were way over my head musically. Cause I just play guitar, dude. I don't read music. I don't read sheet music. I don't fucking practice tabs. I don't do it. Like I just kind of jam. I don't know musical theory. All the musical theory I do know is from watching a few Adam Neely videos and just writing music. So hopefully someone out there gains something from this. Yeah, and put it into terms that are easily understandable. I appreciate you watching, and thank you. Whoa. Christ.